Welcome back to Honest News. Breaking news. Looks like Donald Trump is going to fire Mattis before he has a chance to resign. In his own tweet, he tweets out, "I am pleased to announce that our very talented Deputy Secretary of Defense, Patrick Shanahan, will assume the title of Acting Secretary of Defense starting January 1st, 2019. Patrick has a long list of accomplishments while serving as deputy and previously Boeing. He will be great." So I don't see anything on YouTube about this right now. I guess the only grounds that Trump has to even fire Mattis would be insubordination. I mean, other than that, I don't think he has anything that he can basically fire him on. But he actually spoke to some soldiers kind of in a tongue-in-cheek. I don't know if you'd call it tongue-in-cheek, but it was in code, I guess. He didn't come right out and say it was speaking about Donald Trump. But basically, he said, our inspiration is gone. All we've got left now is intimidation. He told the soldiers, he said, "You're the intimidation." He says, "We need to get the inspiration back." So he was obviously speaking of the office of president, because that's what the president's supposed to do. He's supposed to inspire the soldiers, right? Supposed to inspire the world, inspire the United States. And he says the inspiration's gone right now. So that video got leaked, and I'm sure Mattis didn't think that that was being recorded. But I wonder if Mattis will lose his pension, if he'll lose everything, if everything he's worked for all those years, if he will even get pay now as far as a pension or anything. I don't know how that works, because when you're fired, you don't usually get anything, right? Can't even collect unemployment. So I don't know how that works in the military. I don't know if him being fired from this position would affect his pension as far as his his whole life's career in the military. Anyway, I didn't see anybody else mention this on YouTube, so I thought I would bring this news forward. What does this mean for our country? Well, look, you got Nikki Haley. She stepped down. Now you got Mattis stepping down. It just shows that Donald Trump can't work with anybody. He can't work with anybody. There's nobody he can work with. And only those left in Washington are those that are willing to basically follow his barked out orders. Folks, I told you this from the beginning, what kind of a person Donald Trump was going to be. I told you the Lord told me that he was a snake in the grass. He's not going to make America great again. If anything, he's going to bring us into World War III. We're headed towards a nuclear war right now. And let me just say this. It's almost as if Donald Trump is trying to push out any checks and balances in Washington. You got to remember, he didn't have checks and balances when he was CEO of his own company. He just barked out an order and it was followed. But he found out in Washington that there are checks and balances, that there's a Congress, and that you got to go through Congress, and you can't just make decisions and then it gets carried out. No. He found out something he probably didn't even know about. It's a lot. Thank God there are checks and balances in this country. If there wasn't checks and balances, we'd already be in trouble in this country a long time ago, not even with just this administration. Years ago, we would have been in more trouble than we are now. So thank God there are checks and balances that were put in place. We'll have to see what kind of Secretary of Defense that this Shanahan will be going forward. Anyway, I wanted to bring this information to you. As I said, there's nothing at all on YouTube that I could find anything about this. Though it's in the news, nobody's picking it up on YouTube.